can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my players started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
See, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
I'm going to go with the Lakers. It's on, Alexis.
It's on. Let's go.
Stop.
Kobe attacking, and Kobe throws it down hard.
Game time, hang time. Who be the plug in the power? Ayy, came with a charge in my alley. Ooh, charge it again like it's credit. Your team crowd me to edit. Yeah, I see face and get it. Hold up, ooh, that's dead. Need a minute, need a play to revive. Let's get a shot pressing. They say what I say. They got like 20 moves and like 100 problems. Step back, throw that shot up. I don't miss off.
JOKER Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the JOKER Sports pregame show.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. And before we get going, let's hear from David Alt. Fantastic as always, David. Thank you. Chase certainly had his ups and downs, Greg, along the way.
Well, ultimately, having to fight for a spot in this league may make him a better player. He's already been tested and come out on top.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the point guard. And for Brooklyn, Irving. Is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Jordan, and it's Durant. There's a lot of expectations, high expectations when you're the #1 overall pick in the draft. You know it well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something that I wanted. You know, Derek Coleman was from Detroit, and 2 years earlier, he was the #1 pick, and I'd always been a fan of his, so I felt like he was passing the baton, and I had to kind of do what he did. And then Shaquille O'Neal was Rookie of the Year before myself, and the #1 pick. And so for me, I looked at it as, a pretty big weight, but the honor was more than the weight, and I was honored to be picked #1, and I relished in that, and I had great teammates that allowed me to flourish in that role.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
Yeah, GA, I mean, great look, high percentage shot. That's the efficiency you're looking to establish.
Now, here is Irving. 14 points from him the last game against the Celtics in Boston.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. I mean, he kept everybody else in the loop. His passing was tremendous.
Walker the pass to Tice. Tatum deciding where to go with it from outside the arc. Walker's shot is off. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. And he comes up with the deuce.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Tatum. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And there was a lot he gave him on that other end of the floor. Don't forget about that. His defense was a big factor. He ended up with 3 steals.
Moves on moves. Greg, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Inside, Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And that's what Jordan does best, an extremely lethal dunker.
For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Walker dishes to Hayward. Irving against Walker. Goes up at the stripe. There's Brown with the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
Efficiency. I mean, that's an area where Walker has improved. No need to force it. Keep your eyes up. Make the right basketball play.
Hayward comes with the double team. Jordan inside, defended by Tice. And the 3 ball is good. Irving's got 5 now.
Look at that. No hesitation at all from Irving. He's looking to score as soon as he touches the rock.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. To the paint. And it's Walker that time on the assist by Tatum.
They've come out with guns ablazing. 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D really.
And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. And that one, good.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Brown the pass to Tice. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And it's blocked by Jordan.
And the one thing we know about DeAndre, he's a presence at both ends of the floor. He protects the rim on D just as much as he punishes it at the offensive end.
It's the Nets now, after Jason Tatum getting his shot to go from deep. There's the double team with Walker. Outside Jordan. Tries it from 9. And he hits the jump shot.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Walker finds Tatum. Brooklyn with the rebound. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
The noise didn't really seem to bother them. In fact, it appeared to make them sharper and play harder for each other.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 7 of 8 from the field to start the game. Very hot shooting. And that one is hammered home.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now here's Hayward. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Brooklyn. And the basket is good. And that's now 6 points for Walker. The Nets with the lead. Outside, KD. Down low. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Walker dishes to Hayward. Takes the 13-footer. Jordan with the rebound.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
And finished off by KD.
I mean, stretch, arm strong. Durant doesn't even need to jump, it seems, to throw it down. His athleticism, his height, his length is just unreal.
Now, here's Tice. No points in the game yet for him. Outside, Walker lets it go from deep, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Walker's gone 4 for 5 from the floor tonight. Just 1 miss. To the inside. And Kevin Durant again. Durant's got 6.
Durant does such a good job of getting high percentage offensive plays. I mean, you can see that over the years.
Walker against Irving. And Walker kicks to Brown. It's blocked by Jordan. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Three from the inbound. Boston, no good that time either. Nets leading by 5. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
On the floor for Boston. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. Walker and Smart the guard. And it's Tice in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Brooklyn's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Shots good by Durant.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Celtics trail by 9. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
You know, some scouts thought Tatum had tunnel vision, looking only for his own shot, but he's more about team.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. And a strong finish with 2 hands. Ooh.
Inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Walker the pass to Tatum. Smart kicks to Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Kevin Durant. And after an incredible rookie season, Jason Tatum back to earth just a bit, Chris, in year 2.
Oh, yeah, all that talent. Tatum getting to the line 6 times a game. That's how you put pressure on the defense. Well, not what you expect out of him. He was due to cool off a little, I guess.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. There's Walker with the 3. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And then Walker gets it going. He's tenacious. Feels like he could take on anyone.
Dinwiddie outside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
Well, sometimes for a guard, when he's defending the guard and the pick and roll comes and he fights through that pick, and as a guard, offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of the rules. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
For the Celtics, they come into this one following a loss to Brooklyn.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, Greg, that's just the communication and the energy. It just seemed non-existent on defense, and that can't happen, not at this level.
Celtics trail by 9. Pass to Walker. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
And Walker is downright insane with the ball, really showing off his insane ball handling abilities.
Hayward comes with the double team to the middle, and Anderson gets it to go. Anderson's got his first bucket in this one.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Stolen by Durant, and now Durant running the floor, galloping all by himself.
How about that? He uses active hands for the steal and acceleration for the finish. What an effort from Durant.
Anderson against Smart. Pass to Tatum. And he uses the glass on the layup. Tatum's got 7 points in the game.
What I like about Tatum, he moves his feet well, understands angles. He plays more physical than advertised.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Now, that's what coaches are paid to do, right? I mean, curious to see what they go with here.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Jordan, he's checked in for Murray. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Justin Anderson. And Smart over to help. It's Jordan on the wing. Clock at 6. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Here's Walker. That shot misses. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And how about the vertical of Jordan, easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
Now here's Walker. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Tice kicks to Walker. Back to Tice. There's the triple. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Down low, here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Ooh, and he takes it right at the man who just scored on him.
That's the way to answer back, with an in-your-face stuff. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now, here's Tice. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that one.
To the inside. Great D that time from Tatum. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. 15-point game. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Puts his head down low, drives hard to the cup, and there's no way Smart was going to settle for the layup.
Pass to Dinwiddie. 3-pointer. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Yeah, with no defensive pressure at all, you've got to be able to make that exchange.
Karis LeVert's checked in for the Nets. Then for the Celtics, Brownie's checked in for Hayward. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Marcus Smart. Walker dishes to Tatum. Shoots from the high post, and he hits the jump shot. Tatum's got 11 points.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens credited for the culture he's helped establish in Boston. But last season, though, that took a hit. Now we'll see how he responds to that adversity. It's going to be interesting to see.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Now here's Brown. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And that didn't come at the cost of his defense. In fact, I think it fed his defense. He had 4 steals in that game.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Tatum.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
Harris is checked in for Durant, and a change for the Celtics. Robert Williams is checked in for Daniel Tice. Chris, Coach Stevens was candid after last season. He said he could have done a better job finding that fit and holding a standard for the team.
Well, you like seeing that. If a coach has to hold his players accountable, then he must first hold himself accountable. And the front office was quick to dismiss that notion, but not so many fans. There's no panic in Stevens, though. I like that. He's a steady hand through it all.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by Kemba Walker. And Brown over to help. It's LeVert on the wing. And on the way from Irving for 3. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. And the Nets lead by 16.
But this game would have a different look if it wasn't for his shooting. I mean, 100% from the field for him.
Walker against Irving. And Walker kicks to Tatum. It's the 3-point bomb. Tatum's got 9 points in the quarter.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
1:14 left now here in the second.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And the Celtics hit again from deep.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they struggle as a whole.
Nets leading by 12. 52 seconds left to play here in the half. Good on the bucket. 1 point in the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Boston's gone an even 50% from 3-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Now here's Walker. He's got 14. Knocked away. And there's the pass to LeVert. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. That one no good. Celtics trail by 14. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Wanamaker missing. Nets shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker, and he knocks down the jumper. Walker's got 16 points.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares.
Kevin, thanks. A double-double for you, Che, at the half. You know they're going to try and stop you the second half. How do you adjust?
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And here's Hayward. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They trail by 14. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Irving. And it's Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. So that's the Nets 5. Hayward looking around. 5 on the clock. He gets it in there. He has 7.
Look, with good size and underrated athleticism, Hayward's able to muscle through the contact.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Walker the pass to Tatum. Brown outside. Outside Tatum. Uncovered. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 8th rebound here tonight. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Off target from three-point range.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
He's having a great night from the floor, and they're going to keep leaning on him, looking to grow the lead.
And Walker kicks to Hayward. Pass to Tice. It's Brown on the wing. Pass to Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Brooklyn leading by 16. Here's Irving. It's blocked. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Tatum finds Walker. And here's Hayward. Now, here's Tice. From deep. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Only 1 for 5 to start the half. I mean, whatever adjustments they made at halftime weren't the right ones.
Durant in the corner. Let's go. It's good for the 7th time this game. He shot 7. He has made 7.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Oh, and that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Nets leading by 18. There's the feed to Irving. Count that one. Irving's got 7 points.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Tatum passes to Brown. Outside Tatum. To stop the run. And that one hits back iron.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Chris, there are guys that talk a lot of trash on the floor. You played against some legendary trash talkers. Who stands out in that area when you think back to when you played?
And I tell you what, the 2 guys that are on my mind, they definitely could have talked trash with the best of all time, and that's Pat Beverly. We've seen what he does. He just keeps coming. And
uses the glass to finish the layup. 25 points in the game.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. 6 on the shot clock, and they pick up 2. Wanamaker's got 6 in the quarter.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
To the paint, and slam dunk by Jordan.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Walker against Irving. Here's Walker. Over to the wing. Here's Wanamaker. The three-pointer, no good. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Nets out in front, running away with it. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for the Celtics, Tucker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the center, locking down the middle. Tatum kicks to Tice. And Jordan sends it back. Today, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help them. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
You mean with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways?
You know, your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know, Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Dishes to Hayward. Passes it to Tice. Nice ball movement by Boston. Shoots from 12 and misses it off the right side of the rim. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Irving takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
So for the Nets, Murray comes in for... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Crawford passes to KD. That shot off the mark. Williams with the defensive effort. And here's Edwards. Shot's good by Williams.
Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
Floor spacing, Chris, now so big in the NBA. And big men have the room to put up some unbelievable numbers.
Oh, man, look at Lopez out there in Bucksland. I mean, look what he's doing in Milwaukee, just shooting threes from deep. The same, you got to go to Embiid or Porzingis, and you already seen what the great Dirk Nowitzki has done through his career spacing the floor. Look, it adds time onto your career because you don't have to just go down there and bang and be one-dimensional in the paint. It makes your teammates better because now you're spacing the floor, which gives them room to drive. And if you're really working on your game, you can really make your teammates better because now you have more passing lanes because you're further away from the basket. So as any post player knows, it's a blessing to be surrounded by great shooters, and now big men, they got a little more room out there.
And they've struggled from three-point range here in the second half, and it's making it that much harder for them to chip away at that lead. Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Walker. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
And on the drive, Tatum uses long strides rather than elite quickness to get where he wants to go.
Inside. And another assist for him. And that's his 20th assist. Wow.
Just doing a great job at orchestrating the offense.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Williams' shot is off. For Brooklyn, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Caruth is checked in for Brooklyn. Justin Anderson comes in for Irving. And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. And with a younger generation of fans cutting the cord, Adam Silver has talked about ways, Chris, to make the games, the NBA games, more accessible.
Yeah, and as a guy, Kevin, that played on the West Coast, I know many people aren't happy with this idea, but I say move the games up an hour. Move it to 6 o'clock so that I could watch LeBron on the West Coast when I'm living on the East Coast and be to bed by a normal time where kids can stay up. But how about the streaming? I mean, you can watch it on your phone. It's so many better in different ways now. I mean, before, if you were traveling, you could never watch a game because you had to be by a TV set stuck into a wall. Now, that's your phone, your pads, and everything else. So I love the game. It's becoming more global because of the expansion and how we've gotten players out there in front of fans. And now, with the access that fans have through some type of mobile device, I just love it. I love it.
Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Walker the pass to Poirier. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Boston making a switch here. And so it's Boston with it. Tice finds Tatum. Hayward outside. To the paint. Here's Cantor. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. 10 points for Enes Kanter.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And the longer the run goes on, the more momentum will swing their way.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Brown the pass to Tice. Cantor with it. Up top, Brown. Covered by Irving. Brown, good.
And Brown is a reliable threat from mid-range. I mean, effortlessly rising up to the nice-looking J.
Down low, here's Jordan. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward. In the hometown is a dream, but there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I handle it for 15 15 years in my career. I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game than eating her food than being able to go out and play.
I bet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, Shaq here. From one playmaker to another, I have to ask, what did you see on the floor tonight that made you a distributor as much as a scorer?
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
So and Jay, it seems like you're really in the groove tonight. What helped you get going?
Well, Che, you've shown in the past you're not afraid to...
That's a good question, Patty.
I know it'll be hot.
Well, it is a special day here today at Top Takes Daily.
Haters. I can't even hear.
So now that you've established that...
You know, I really don't want to put a limit.
So before we wrap things...
I'm a music freak, Diane.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have today in...